Hello everybody, welcome. Today is, what is it today? Wednesday, September 28th. And I have some fun Halloween cards to show you. We're gonna make some fun ones. I'll give everyone a second to come on as I am putting my stuff in place. I have hopefully everything I need in this basket. And I set it up on Friday. And so I'm hoping I have everything I need because I haven't looked at it since. So yeah, so if you're here, oh, let me actually make sure I'm on. Usually do this ahead of time. I should be live, let's see. Yes, we have at least one person watching, and why isn't it coming up on my computer? That is a very good question. I'm gonna turn it quiet. Okay, I'll give it a second, but I see that one person's on, so I am live. Sorry for the technical malfunction. And let me refresh the screen. I just want to make sure because it's easier for me to read the comments on my computer. There we go. Instead of my phone, because I'm going to flip it down in a second to show you the cards. So if you are here, say hello. If it's your first time, say hello and let me know it's your first time. Each week it seems like we're getting new people watching, so that makes me very happy. Kind of sharing the love of the card making across the World Wide Web. So yeah, so I'm gonna make, actually I can even show you this cute little shaker card. Shaker card. I can't seem to get it in there. And I have different prints of paper. So this is a different print of paper. And I forget, I have black and gray paper. I have two different ones we can do together. Oh, I need the paper trimmer. Look at me, I'm like disorganized. I didn't mean to be. I was so organized I got it all ready. All right, I am going to flip it down so we can get going. All right, Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here. I'm gonna flip you down. Okay, all right, so, we got more people. Ethel from Southern New Jersey. Welcome. I think it's your first time because I don't recognize your name. So thanks for joining. I hope you like the project. I hope you come back. I do Facebook Lives every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I've been doing them since November. So fast approaching to a year. We'll have to do something fun for my year anniversary of getting on camera. All right, we get more people. Debbie, two Debbies, Debbie and Debbie. Excellent. From Minnesota and, I forget what state the other Debbie's from, but it's somewhere out in that area. To me, in that area, maybe not to you. I forget, Debbie Hansen, what state you're from off the top of my head. All right. Okay. With something going. I'm going to push this down. I am going to be getting a software. I tell you, I think I have to buy it, and I'm waiting for a Black Friday special, and then it will eliminate me from doing that whole turn down, rotate, all that kind of stuff. Okay, good. You can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, so I'll show you, and then I'll put this away. This is a stamp set that I'm going to use. It's called Scary Cute, and it is very kind of cute. I love the silhouettes. That's really what attracted me to it. And here it is in the catalog. And it has dies. Some of the dies are in here. Maybe they're all in here. I used some of them already. So let's see. Some of the dies are non-Halloween, which is what I love when they do that. So it's a nice little, like a little pennant. I always get them mixed up. Pennant or banner shape, label shape. And here's another one. So you can use that for any time. So that's what I like when they do that. But there's a cat. There's a, I almost called it castle again. It's not a castle. It's a haunted house. I have to make a castle card because I don't know where it is. I keep calling it a castle. And then we have this kind of little window into branches. Oh, I should have, hopefully that's not too loud. I should have closed my window. I can hear traffic. And then these are really sweet cards. So that's what we're using, but I'm going to move these to the side so I have more room to use. All right. And then this is the paper I'm going to use. And then, darn, You're loud out there today. So it's a nice Argyle. And what's cool about this paper, what's it called? Black and White Designs. Clever. It's opposite, or, you know, each one's black and white reverse. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice. So you have the stripes. So it's all black and white. You got stars. So it's not necessarily Halloween, but you can totally use it for Halloween. The stripes on the zigzag and polka dots. So it's kind of fun. So that's the paper I'm using. Okay, here I have my basket here. I have all my pieces carefully laid out here, but I have to cut the green. All right, you got more people on here. Oh, North Dakota, that's right. I knew you were far, far away from me, Debbie. I just couldn't do it off the top of my head. Let's see, and oh, there we go. I had something in the way. All right. Oh, we have tons of people on here. Julie, hello. You're a new name to me too, so you might be your first time watching. Hello and welcome. And Nancy, running late. You didn't miss anything, Nancy. Nothing. And Cheryl, awesome. All right. I'm just trying to move these aside. These are my pieces because I have to cut this paper. And look at, I put everything in a basket here. So that's what, usually before I do the live, I take it all out of the basket. And I was trying to catch up on things and I didn't have a chance. Okay. So pardon me for that. But I think you're going to like it. I think it's worth the wait. All right. So I have a piece of Parakeet Party paper. You could use, I mean, you can use any colors depending on whatever pattern paper you're using. And so these are the two of the same design, but I'll show you a couple of differences. So they do shake. This one doesn't shake as good. But they're kind of fun. So I have that, like the tree branches, you can have them go in opposite directions. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one of each. So you can have the trees so they're kind of growing up and you're seeing through, or you can have them so they're kind of going down. And they do that, you notice in like Disney movies, whatever, they show them in both directions. So you can decide what you're going to do. So that is what we're making. So I have a piece here. Since I'm going to make 2 cards, I'm going to cut 2. Actually, I'll show you what I do when I'm going to cut 2. I'm going to score it first. I'm going to score at 4 1/4. And these are going to be square cards. So then I'm going to cut at 4 1/4. So that's 1 card right there. And then I'm going to cut this one at 4 1/4. So I do that a lot when I cutting for club and stuff. So this piece has a little score mark on it, but that's all right. It's going to go in my, I store all my scrap pieces in a file, like a hanging file folder. So each hanging file has a different color in it. So that goes in there, and it's a way of trying to make sure I use up my scraps, and I'm not always cutting new scraps. All right, I'll have to take a picture of that sometime. Oh, Shelly, you're on here. Hello. Hello, hello. I met Shelly at a Stampin' Up! Event many years ago. Golly, many years ago. So, I'm glad you're here watching. All right, so for those who are joining late, we have a nice crew here today. We're making these shaker cards, these shaker Halloween cards. I'll put those up there. And I have a lot of the prep stuff done already because honestly it's a little easier. So I already have my little forest cut. I want to show you what I did. So what I did is I actually cut them at the same time because they fit. See how they fit in there? So you can put them on the piece of cardstock and then run it through your machine at the same time. You don't have to do one at a time. So that's kind of nice. So I already have that cut. And then I already, you'll see why in a second. So this one is not, doesn't have the window sheet on it. This one does, because I would have lost it because they're see-through, right? I do have one here. They are see-through, and I would have lost it in my stack. So I already put a little glue around it, and stuck this on it. And this one I saved because hopefully you can see it. I'm not going to use it because, well, you can't really see it. I have glue on here, and so just be really careful, because if you get glue on the part you want to see, it's hard to get off. So I like to show you my mistakes. So anyways, I already have the window sheet attached to actually both of them, because I'm going to make 2 cards at the same time, because we're going to do one in this direction and one in that direction. Orlando, that's right. That's right. That's where I met you. That was a great event. All right. Stampin' Up! Does great events. Oh, and speaking of which, are you guys signed up for World Card Making Day? It is this Saturday. It's a free event by Stampin' Up! It's a virtual event, so everybody around the world can attend. And if you can't attend live, which I can't, I will be away for the weekend, you'll get a link to watch a recording. And so I highly suggest you sign up. Again, it's free, and you can kind of attend a Stampin' Up! Event because they're awesome. All right, and so that link, I'll send a reminder out with the email actually, but there is a link, a post on my blog with that information. All right, so this is what I did. Normally, I like my cards to sit this way, because if they sit this way, they could kind of flop. And it's okay, but it's not as nice looking as being nice and kind of tall. However, I have ribbon that's going around, so it is going to sit. See how it flops a little bit? Well, not so much there. So I am going to put ribbon around, so I am going to hold it in that direction. So I'm just going to, which way do I want my stripes to go is a good question. I think I like them this way. All right, so I'm going to glue on my, I already cut those are 4x4. All right, Shelly is signed up for World Card Making Day. Awesome. I'm signed up. I just can't attend live. I will be visiting my daughter at school, which I'm very excited. I haven't seen her since we dropped her off in like mid-August. She is hopefully the rain holds off till nighttime, but they're supposed to be playing 3 softball games all in one day. So we're going to be watching her play. I keep watching the weather, and it still has like a 50% chance of rain, but I'm hoping that that's at nighttime and not during the daytime. All right, so that's that. And so I'm going to have one go. Yeah, I'm going to have them go in different directions. And it doesn't matter, you got them on either side. I kind of put mine both on one side. And then, oh, this is a problem. Oh, no, it's not. Whew. I already stamped these. And I thought it was a problem because they're green. I have to sponge them green. I tried different colors to see if I would like the, what's this, crushed curry on that, which is okay, but I kind of like the interrupt of a different color. So again, you can do it on other colors. And this one, so it's a solid stamp, and so sometimes, you know, you might not get it perfectly solid. I use the Stays On Black, and I can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, I colored in with a Sharpie just to color in those kind of, you know, parts that weren't stamped quite as clearly. And again, you're not going to see it through the shaker card, so go ahead, and if you don't have it solid, just go use your Sharpie to kind of solid it in there. All right, so we need to move that aside. Thank you, Nancy. I'm very much looking forward to seeing her and seeing her play. She didn't really play a whole lot last year as a freshman, but she thinks she's going to get some good play time this year. All right, so this is a blending brush, which I love to play with because it's just has all these bristles on it, and it's just like soft. So I'm going to use I'm using Granny Apple Green. I could have used the Tahitian Tide, but I don't know. I grabbed the Granny Apple and I stuck with it. So I'm just going to start off on my scrap paper. Remember, we do that. And I'm going to, in circular motion, color. And I don't want it perfectly colored. I kind of like that look. I've seen some cards done with this set with like the sunset colors, and it's beautiful, and I'm hoping I can manage to do them because they're really awesome. All right, so I have those, so we don't need that anymore. So now we're going to do the shaker part. I'm just trying to think of what order I want to do them in. All right. So I got those pieces. I have, these are sequins that Stampin' Up! Sold, I think maybe last year. They have different colors this year, but I like them because there was a lot in here. So I'm just going to use the green. And I'm going to not do that yet. There is an order to doing shaker cards. We need to put our foam on it first. All right, so you can use the foam strips. Are these like long, really skinny foam strips, which are perfect for shaker cards. I only have these 2 little pieces left, so I need to order more. So another alternative is I have the foam sheets, which are these solid sheets, which are, they were perfect for those little alphabet letters, but you can cut out different shapes or whatever you need with these. So what you could also do is what I did is I took my paper trimmer and I cut really skinny, like 1/8 of an inch skinny lines on here to kind of make my own foam strips. And there is another alternative if you don't have these. This is a little easier. All right, that should be enough. So they may or may not, so they cut, see how they do cut through, but sometimes, oh it did. These ones didn't cut all the way totally separate. So I try to press hard, but if they don't, then you just take your scissors and you cut them. So I'm going to put this on the back side so you can kind of see the window sheet. And you can either cut little pieces or you can kind of curl it. I'm going to curl it. You just want to make sure that you don't have any holes or gaps, because the sequins could, I'm just going to shake that up. The sequins can poke through and then they could fall out of your little shaker card. All right, so there's that one. So I'm going to put these 2 touching each other because I don't want any gaps. And they are flexible. If I had trouble on that, I could cut it and then start a new piece. Take that off. Perfect, look at that. So 2 strips worked. And then I have this little piece here. I'm just gonna cut. It's just a little piece, but I don't want it to overhang. And then just make sure it's within that boundary there. All right. Ooh, did you hear that one? People are driving crazy today. I don't usually have my window open up here, but it's such a beautiful day that I did. All right, so I'll just do this one. So if I didn't have these strips and I didn't have the other foam strips, what you could do is take dimensionals and you can cut them, but then you have to put each piece down. So it's doable, it just takes a little bit longer. So the foam strips are my #1 choice, and then these foam sheets are my 2nd choice because you can cut them. And then my 3rd choice would be cutting the dimensionals into small pieces. This isn't as big of a size, but you'd have to cut them skinny because that's skinny layer. And you can see I'm just patching these together because this one didn't come off quite as smoothly as my first. So this really probably is not a beginner card. There are other ways of making shaker cards that are a little easier. But I just thought it was so cute with this, look, I'm making a mess. It was so cute with this frame thing. All right, I just need a little bit more. There we go, that should be plenty. And look, it looks messy. It's not gonna look messy when it's done, I promise. All right, so this is all trash, put that aside. And I forgot to tell you, so I cut the window sheet out just with this. I cut the white out with this. All right, so I'll turn this over to make sure I can see a little white. So I'm just going to put that over a little bit. Good, it doesn't matter how messy it is on the inside. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to do our sequins. So I'm just gonna put a little pinch. They do kind of not always stay where you want them. And another little pinch. And I also, in the same die set, you get all these bats. Let's see. See all these bats? So I'm gonna save the big ones. I think it is 5 or 6 dies for the bats. And I cut these little ones, and I'm gonna put them in here also. So hopefully you'll see there's bats flying around on the inside. So you could do the whole thing with bats if you didn't have the sequins. You could do the whole thing with bats. All right. Okay. So you want them in the middle because we're gonna put this down on it, and you don't want any going out on the side. So this is gonna go, see how they lift up? Down like that. So then they shake. And then this one's gonna go in this direction. So you can see a little bit of that weight. Okay. It's like static, so they do lift up. All right, so that's how you make your shakers. So now the easy part is done, or the hard part is done. We're just gonna put them on our cards like that. I'm just gonna use glue. So remember all that messy stuff, you don't see it. I'll put that right there. Alrighty, let's see, check the comments. Good to know I made a shaker card with clear pouch. The foam dimensionals open, new possible, yes. Yeah, the easy ones are done with like the clear envelopes. And that's actually a tutorial I give away for everyone who signs up for my mailing list. But the dimensionals definitely open up more possibilities. Now I can see a little bit of this white. I could have, before I put it down, colored it with a black Sharpie, so it'd be black. But I didn't. All right. Oh, I'm glad it looked easy. Phew, job done. So now I already stamped, I like this, say Boo and Scary on. I'm gonna put that there and there. So what I'm gonna do is, because I want it, this is higher up than this, and these foam are thicker than dimensionals. So here's a trick. I'm gonna put one dimensional there, and I'm gonna stack another one right on top of it. And then I'm gonna put glue on this side because it's gonna rest on the plastic. So it should be the same height. So don't be afraid to stack your dimensionals, because these are like double the thick, hopefully you can see, they're like double the thickness. Oh good, I'm glad you like it, Cheryl. It's cute. We'll just add a couple bats to the top. I'll show you, I have a couple more cards I made with this set too, not shaker cards, but... Oh! Ugh. I forgot to put the ribbon on. You guys didn't tell me. Do I have my ribbon? Yes. So, not ribbon, twine. They sell the twine. There's white's missing out of here. This is called the Essentials Pack, I think. Yeah, and you get 5 different kind of neutral colors. I'm gonna use black on this one. And sometimes if it's like kinked up on the spool, just hold it and pull it and it will get rid of those kinks. All right, so I'm just going to, oh, carefully, I have a little glue smudge on there, but that's all right, because I'm gonna put my piece back on there. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna cut it. I usually leave it attached to the spool, but I'm going to do a double knot. I think it would be easier for me to work with. That finger's going right in the glue. You can shift it down a little bit. Wasn't exactly where I wanted it. Here's a trick. Full of tricks today. You get glue in your hands and you have the silicone mat, just run the glue onto that and it kind of takes it off. So this is a little easier now to tie a bow. Alright, now I'll adjust that after I put this back on. I'm going to put it on where the glue was. That looks better with the ribbon, or not the ribbon, twine. We'll do the other one. And then we'll put some bats on and then we're done. All right, so I need this. Oh, I'm glad you think this is easy, Nancy. Excellent. It really is. You just have to kind of think ahead. Because as you saw, I almost did it out of order, and that's where you get in trouble. I did make some videos when I first started, so they are on my YouTube channel on making shaker cards, which had, they were with circles rather than like this shape, and I did them 2 different ways. So you might want to look those up. They're early on in my filming days, but the technique and the process is still the same. All right. Trim that a little bit. Ugh, look at stuck. Put that where the glue was. Perfect. Okay. So now I have these extra bats. Look, I have tons of extra bats. So I'm just going to put them, where did I have them? You can see all of them. Put these away. So you can take a dimensional, like I said, and cut them. So I'm going to put one on the, I think it just fits. You know what, is there a bigger? I think there's a bigger bat, but it just fits on there. And if that's too big, well, it just makes it. You can even cut those in half. I'll do that on the next one just to show you. You don't really need the whole thing to be covered. My fingers are all sticky. All right, so you get a bat there. And you can see a little bit of the white, but, and this one I am just going to put glue down. So sometimes I find it easy if you just stick glue there and then you put your piece on top instead of trying to put glue on something little. All right, so this one, I'm gonna cut that in half. Save that for later, maybe. And cut this in half. So that's a little bit smaller for this bat. I think it fits a little better. It's just a piece. There we go. Put a little glue down there. And you don't need tons. It's good glue. It's my favorite glue. And then you can even, oh, I'm glad you like them, Shelly. Thank you. And I'm going to put just a little dab of glue here. And I'm going to stick this bat on here like that. You can go back crazy, and I'll put one up top here. Oops. All right, so I could do more, but I think that's plenty. But I am gonna do, oh, I didn't bring a block up. Or do I? No, I don't have a block or ink. So I will stamp in this set is a little boo. And I think that's what I did on the inside of these ones. Yeah, so I'll just stamp a little boo right there. But let me just, since I have the bat out. All right, so there we go. So those are shaker cards. There we go. So they do shake. When I first learned how to make shaker cards, and actually it's the videos I was talking about in the YouTube that's from several years ago, I would go up to my son, who could care less really about crafts, and I'd say, look. I kept showing him. So then that year I gave him one too for his birthday, and he humored me and liked them, but it was kind of funny. So let me show you just a couple other samples of that stamp set. Move these over. I think those will still be on screen. So there's this one. So that is the same outline, and I use not the castle, I use the haunted house. There's a moon cutout. I use those same bats. And this actually card is for my council and aging class next week, and they do to-go kits. So as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, we're not allowed to send stamped images in the mail. So I came up with a really clever idea. I don't know if I never thought of it like years ago. I printed Happy Halloween on my computer on paper, and then I cut it out using the same die. And so that's done with a computer. So kind of like a hybrid card. So if you don't have a greeting or the special words you want, print it on your computer. My basic white, this is actually vanilla, but they're the same weight, works with my printer. So I'm able to print really on my, my Stampin' Up! Paper. So there's another one, same thing. And some of the bats are raised. Some of them are actually cut out. And then the last one, I did a video of this one already, so you may have seen it, but I made this bigger. I didn't quite use a thin frame. I just cut the inside out of a larger piece, square piece, and then I used the larger silhouette dies. But there's a video on this on my YouTube channel too, so you can check that out. So those are a couple samples, anyways, of using this Scary and Cute. Or cute. Yeah, Scary Cute stamp set. There's a whole bunch on the internet, so go ahead and look. But it's a fun little set. Alrighty, great. Oh, I'm glad you like them. They are very cute. They are very cute. Thank you. So for September, the end of September, we only have a few days left. In the Stampin' Up! World anyways, the Perfect Partners, there's a few days left of those special dies that go with 6 stamp sets. Those dies are only available in September. That's on my blog, and I'm sending 5 cards, could even be some of these, to anyone who places an order in the rest of September. So there's a few days left of that. Just place an order. Don't worry about a host code, and I'll send you 5 cards. And there was one other thing happening in September. Oh, shoot. Oh, World Card Making Day. It wasn't, maybe it was that, I don't know. You can look at that. All that stuff's on my blog. I should have wrote notes, but I didn't. Alrighty, so thank you. You guys are awesome. We have lots of people watching, so I'm so happy. Thank you very much for watching and for joining and for being on my list and for encouraging me and all that stuff, because you kind of give me energy to want to show you more and for me to learn more and to teach you more. So thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, which will be October. I don't know what we're making yet, so if you have ideas, go ahead and send them to me, because I do like ideas instead of always coming up with myself. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. I hope all of you are outside of the hurricane area, and if you are, please stay safe or get somewhere safe. I know it's kind of hitting hard right now, so hopefully you guys are all safe and your family's safe. So thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Okay, bye-bye.